Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started on the horizontal stabilizer. And we'll start off, we've already got the nails all nailed in over the print and plastic wrap laid down. And let's go ahead and see how long we need to cut them. Under 6 inches, just beyond 106, or just shy of 106 inches. So I already knew that, so I got this marked. This here, now if I was working with pine, this would snip this stuff with very little effort. With commercial white ash, you're going to need 2 hands and a lot of pressure. Alright, I soaked these, or not soaked them, I ran them under hot water in the shower. We've got really dry air, it's wintertime, and we heat with wood, and even with humidifiers, it's so dry in here. So I ran it under some hot water. Notice how this piece here has some rough edge still showing. I'll make it the outside piece of the bow because that's going to be all blended off anyway. And once again, because it's commercial white ash that I'm using, it's actually going to be, it's not going to be a full 1.25 inches in width, front to back. It's going to, and it's also not going to be 3/4 of an inch thick. It's going to be 715 thousandths thick, and I'm going to make it 1 inch, maybe 1 1/8 inches wide here. That'll make it the same weight, or maybe even slightly less than Sitka spruce, but it'll be about, still be about 5 or 6 times stronger than Sitka spruce. Now to get a nice even mix with the glue, I like, oh, I can't remember his name, from Fisher Flying Products. Just make the same thickness of a bead with both bottles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that looks like about 1/2 again. Of course, that honey stuff, it hangs in there a while. And I better be pretty conservative if I want to finish this whole bow, because this takes a lot of glue, and I'm running rather low. And this one you got to squeeze a little harder to get it fatter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then probably 1/2. Then you mix it to a nice creamy, oh, looks like a mother of pearl kind of look to it. Crazy, because even this here little activity wears me out. Okay, so I'm going to start with this one. There's a couple ways you can do this. You can either glue it up and stack them all together, and then lay them, and then lay the whole stack down and force it in there. Or you can put one at a time and just put a few clamps in and keep stacking them up. I've never done it where I put them all in at once, so I'm going to give that a shot. Okay, those 5 runs back and forth. That didn't even do 1 length. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there we go. So I might only get a couple of these glued up and clamped up to dry. That's okay. One other thing I was going to mention, a lot of people question whether or not, like, I can just glue one side of this, put it up there, glue just a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a lot of people question if you can just glue one board, you know, and put the other one against it. No, you can't do that. I mean, you can, I suppose, if you slop it on there really heavy, but that's not a good practice. You put it on both sides. The part that's going to match this is also going to be glued. And I've tested it just to see. I was taught that years ago, but I tested it and I just glued up one piece, and it was fairly heavy with glue. And I clamped them together and then pulled them apart, and there were bare spots where no glue was touching the mating part. Even it was very flat, and you would think, no, it's got to work, it's got to go into both pieces. Nope, there was lots of places where they just did not contact glue going onto the mating surface. Oh, it took off, got going so fast I forgot to brief anymore, but I guess this is pretty much it. I could only get, what did I get, 4 strips is all I could get glued up so far. And oh, I thought I had a lot more clamps sitting out. Make sure it's pushed down good, and make sure it's pushed down even on the top, and then I made sure as I put it back in there was no plastic between it, but now that it's separating right in here, you want to make sure the plastic doesn't get up in between. Well, let's see what else we got. A little bit heavier pops here in the corners. Like this, went a little quick, and looks like this here corner right here is going to have to be shifted a little bit. So, no big deal. Get her put down the rest of the way. And slide it a little bit. Not an extra inch, but Well, there you have it. And it's only 4 pieces so far. Or is that? Yeah, 4. Over on this side, I had to put some heavier clamping, hold it tighter together, and got a pretty good glue joint all the way around. I wasn't paying attention and started it well beyond the nail there, and almost didn't have enough for the far end. Just barely reached past the nail. But that's it. I'll keep it going, and then the next thing will be to take the 3/4 inch or the 707 thousandths and get it matched up in here, glued and gusseted, and then we'll go to the 1/4 inch by 3/4 or 710 pieces, the ribs.